Hello, the purpose of this video is to take you through some features, specific features within the food and beverage industry for distribution and manufacturing. A lot of times our prospects and customers have seen some of the other overviews of NetSuite and they've asked us to put together, what makes us food specific? We've been an industry leader in the manufacturing side as well as really being a leader in the distribution side in the last number of years. And one of the things that new prospects come to us and say, can you let us know what makes you food specific? And so we want to show you and spend a few minutes showing you the value features from some of the other customers in the food and beverage industry and what we're able to configure and bring to the table with NetSuite. So we're going to talk a little bit about the sales operational metrics, and then I'm going to hit on the daily call list, which is a proactive measure to go get orders in the system if your customers that are ordering weekly or daily have not gotten their orders in. You can proactively call them, which is common in the industry. Just being able to, we're going to enter some orders and see the ease of use. We're going to give your sales reps the ability to upsell, expand their footprint into that customer, be able to increase their commissions, which is very important. And then once you have the orders in, we're going to give your transportation manager, your warehouse manager, the ability to plan those routes. Obviously picks are dependent on that. A lot of people will pick by route, by zone in the warehouse, and reverse stop sequence. So being able to understand the weights of the truck, if you need to move stops around, if you need to move orders around, the ability to get that information to do that. And then we'll move into the picking and fulfillment, as well as when changes happen within the warehouse. We all know that in real life these things happen if there's substitutes. If you go to the pick face or to the pick location and you don't find the right lot or the right expiration date or layer of inventory, you need to make changes. To be proactive and let the sales rep know, let the customer know that changes are being made to that order and what they want to do. All those things are prevalent within the food and beverage industry, make it unique, and a lot of generic software and competition out there aren't able to show a lot of these features where we are. So I wanted to just take a few minutes to show you those. So I'm going to jump into the software now. And if you've watched any of the other overviews, which I'm making an assumption you have, because I want to try to make this as efficient and fast and effective as possible. No one wants to sit through an hour-long video. I want to make these short and sweet and hit to the point. So I'm making some assumptions. You've seen, the different roles. You've seen the different dashboards. We try to orchestrate the dashboard so you can do your daily job within 1 or 2 clicks. So I'm in the sales rep role, obviously entering new sales orders, credit memo, looking at sales order reports, being able to see this information very easy on my dashboard. I don't have to go hunt and peck through the menu paths to be able to do this. From an operational standpoint, this KPI here is more operational nature in the food and beverage industry. We do have CRM, as you know, it's integrated. Obviously it's important to see the success rate of acquiring new customers. But from a sales rep standpoint, it's also really managing the existing customers that you have. So seeing my orders, seeing the sales activities, seeing the receivables and collections, reps get involved in that because they're out visiting customers. And just watching those trends. As you know, you can change the time frames, what's red, what's green, what's yellow. You have the ability to set that up. And other videos will exemplify that. One of the things unique to food and beverage is our route delivery call list, which I mentioned in the agenda. So I could choose a route here, okay, and I'm choosing Boston City. I could put in tomorrow's ship date, and what it'll do is if they do not have an order in that meets that expected ship date, it's going to display here. So this is nice for your reps. They can call right here. They can email this person, integrated right with Outlook. I can compose an email to Buzz Adams to see if he needs his order, if there's a reason why he does not have an order in the system. I can get him on the phone and go right into order entry. Before I do that, I just want to mention just operational reports and queries that you can build with the NetSuite. Seeing profit by sales order, you can do it by sales rep, by ship date, or however you want to get your query, you're able to do within NetSuite. Open sales orders, and we're going to come back to the short sales order report. So if I get Buzz on the phone or I call a customer on the phone, I can easily just go in and enter a new sales order. And I'm going to take you through some of the ease of use features from a value standpoint. We have a number of items that have some setup that I've done. Okay, I have a straightforward item. Let's just enter a customer. You can enter the name or the number here. And don't worry about the fields up here. You get to customize these forms. So if you only want 3 or 4 header fields, it's not a problem. You can do that. So I'm going to come down here and let's enter an item. You can enter it by item number, some sliced ham, or description, which you'll see I'll do in a second. You also get to decide what your column fields are here. So you get, as I mentioned, you get to customize these forms. So if your head's down, which a lot of CSRs, customer service reps are, they'll just do item number, quantity, item number, quantity, item number, quantity. You can configure the screen to do that. If I'm the quantity, obviously I can enter 1. Another nice feature that's important to see is people request, hey, I have lots of items out there that are expiration date. So this ham has got different layers, lot, expiration date. If I need to, I can manually go allocate that layer of ham based on the expiration date from order entry. So if I click this add multiple here, I can see all the lots out there with the expiration date. So I'm telling the picker exactly what layer of inventory to go pick to get my FIFO handled. Okay. I can hit add. Obviously the pricing is $37.44. We are multi-unit measure, so based on the case, the pallet, you can assign multiple units of measure. And let's enter another product here. So let's do 22672. In this example, I want to show you the turkey breast, and we will hit add. And this, I believe, is on promotion. So even though we're buying 1 each, or in some cases case, you see the third line there, it automatically recognizes that there's a promotion or a discount in effect for this that I have set up, and it automatically will do based on the 10% and do the math for you. Another example here is, say I want to sell some ice cream. Okay, so I'm putting into the drayers. Again, this is by description, not by item number, so you have the ability to do that. And I have in this setup, I have, if we buy 3, we get 1 free. So let's go to the quantity here. So let's buy 4 of them. And you'll see when I hit add, it's going to go take that deal or that rebate into effect, or that buy 1 get 1 free, and automatically add it. And you'll see in the next line here that it takes it buy X get 1 free. It's $50. We saw that we bought 4, we bought 3, we get 1 free, okay, which is the $50. Now I also have this promotions tab right here that I can hit, and you'll see both the 10% off on the second item as well as the buy 3 get 1 ice cream free on my promotions tab. All right, so you're able to see that from a value standpoint. A rep or anyone within your organization can see those deals, those promotions, those discounts that are being applied right within the sales order. Okay. Another nice feature that exemplifies a lot of value is your reps need to be able to expand their footprint within the system. So we have this button here called upsell items, and what this will do is this will show you whenever customers buy an item on the order, they also buy another item on the order. So in this example, the ice cream, when a customer has bought the ice cream, they've also bought sugar cones. And you also see that the correlation percentage. So with my data in the system, I have a 100% correlation rate. Every time people have bought ice cream, they're buying sugar cones. 90% of the time, they're buying large waffle cones. I can easily add these to the order and hit submit. So what's really important about that feature, which a lot of customers really love, is the system within NetSuite is automatically doing that correlation for you. In a lot of other competition systems, your competitive systems, you're having to go set that correlation up manually as complementary items that I've seen in the past. But within NetSuite, we are automatically keeping track of that just based on history, and that screen will expand as you have items in the order with the correlated items that you buy. You also can see this on the item record as well, that you can see the correlation of items that are intertwined together, so to speak, okay, from a customer standpoint. So we now just added those to the order. I can go change quantities, but it's as simple as saving this order now. If I get my mouse back here. The other important part of that is reps are paid on commission a lot of times. So we've had, total order, total profit. You're able to see the total order weight, which is going to come into play for the transportation piece. But a lot of times the reps are wanting to see this as the order's built, and they'll use that upsell items feature to make sure that give recommendations to their customer on items that maybe they're not buying that other customers are, as well as increasing their commissions. All right, so we have a sales order 612. We're now going to go into the fulfillment piece, the next piece in the agenda, and I'm going to change roles here. So now that we have our orders in, we want to be able to look at the different routes for these orders. So I'm moving over to the warehouse manager, and you can see some of the KPIs from a warehouse manager standpoint. Seeing my inventory, my orders, how many orders out there are to fulfill with my reminders, orders to receive. So obviously KPIs around operational standpoint. All right. So if I come down here, here is my route and order review, which is nice. This is key because I can see the total weight by route. If I choose a route here, let's just choose Boston City. I have 5 orders on this for today. My total order weight is 458 pounds, so obviously I'm not going to have an issue with from a truck routing standpoint. We also can do profit by route, which is really critical that people are looking to do from an executive standpoint. So if I want to look and see, say this was overweight, okay, or I would needed to plan what truck or route that I brought in to deliver this route, I could come in here, and that's my Boston City route. You see the next query down below is the order review, which I already have set up. So I can do Boston City. If I want to look at those orders, there's my 5 orders right here. So obviously I have some of them with the same stop number, so I want to go in and change those. I can just drill into the order and change my stops. If maybe I was overweight on this route, maybe this was 50,000 pounds, and I needed to go and look at what orders put that overweight, I'd be able to see that right here in this screen. So I could say, the Nightingale Senior Center might be what's putting it overweight. I need to move that from route Boston City to a different route, or I need to add another truck. But able to see this from a transportation standpoint is really key and being requested within food distributors and manufacturers. Okay, so now that I have my routes, my stops, I can make changes if I need to. I have them set. Then I can do my pick tickets. So I can come in and I come into the pick ticket process, and here I can run my pick tickets by route. And again, you're going to configure your pick tickets to be a customized form. If you need barcodes, with the information on them, you need the expiration dates on there. But I chose my Boston City, I mark all, I hit print, and away it goes, and my pick tickets are going to come out. So this is very commonly needed. A lot of times the cutoff time for orders was 3 o'clock. You're able to do your daily call list, make sure you got your orders in. The transportation manager now is just able to go to plan those routes, those truck stops, because now we're going to issue picks, because we're going to pick by route in the warehouse, by zone, and then we're going to load the trucks and reverse stop order for the drivers. So I'm able to handle that right here in one easy screen to be able to manage my pick waves, so to speak, be it paper. If you are a WMS, we will download those orders to the WMS in this sequence so that they'll be on the guns accordingly on how you want those sorted. But it's easy as coming here and printing my pick tickets. Okay. So now that we've picked the orders and the paperwork is out on the floor, as I mentioned, the pickers will write on it if there's discrepancies or basically what they pick. So now we can come in here, the paperwork comes back in, we'll fulfill the orders. And again, you can filter based on route, ship date, to get those orders to load in the window as you want. So let's just say order 610 came in. We want to fulfill that. The paperwork came back in, and we need to now go through and put the lines in that we did. So let's say for the turkey breast, we picked, this is the lot, this is the expiration date, and we picked 3 of those that was written down from the picker. And this information could be on the pick ticket as well. We're going to pick, the Dreyer's French Vanilla. We chose it from, this lot. We picked the quantity of 1. That's fine. But let's say on the ham, which is the first item, let's say that even though the order quantity was for 2, we only found 1 out there. All right? So we're going to change the quantity to 1. We obviously have to say what layer of inventory that 1 each came from. And we're going to hit OK, and we're going to save this record. Okay? Now, this is where you can also edit that. You can make changes. You can add items. You can make substitutes if you need to, and go to the order and make changes. Okay, so because that definitely happens. But in this case, we just, instead of order a quantity of 2, we only found 1. So I've saved this item fulfillment. Okay, the pickers have brought it back in. Now we also configure the system to go through a staging or a packing or a checker area. So you can mark it as packed, meaning the checker has verified, validated that for the quantities that were correct, but for the items that it wasn't, that you don't have it elsewhere in the warehouse, it was okay that you shorted them. And then you can mark it shipped, so you can have a staging. You can also configure the system that you go right from picked to shipped. It's up to you. All right. So now that system, that order has been shipped, we've loaded the truck in reverse stop sequence. I can go back here, and you also have the ability to print a bill of lading. You see the button print bill of lading that you can configure just like your pick tickets. We also have the ability to do a driver manifest, which is a query if you want to do addresses. From a documentation standpoint, whatever you need to give to the driver, send to the customer, you have the ability to create those documents within NetSuite. So if I change back to the sales rep here role, I now see down here at this sales order shortage, we have order 610, which we just did, okay, which is correct. We ordered 2 and we shorted them 1, all right? We also have another product on there that was back ordered when we entered the order, okay, on the upsell. We didn't have one of the upsell products, and you're seeing that item as well. And you can put the description on here as well if you want, instead of the item number. But what's nice about this is a rep from a value standpoint can see, as things are happening in the warehouse, if changes or if a shortage has happened, which is a common request, to be able to alert the customers, alert the reps as well. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of an overview of some features. We have many more with substitutions and order guides and all sorts of other options that are unique within the food industry that we can talk to and present. But it's nice to know from a value standpoint, proactive daily call list, easy to enter orders, showing rebates, showing promotions, ability for sales reps to upsell, which is important in the industry, and then the transportation manager being able to manage those routes, a nice seamless pick and fulfillment process, closing the loop at the end where a sales rep is able to see exactly what's happening out in the warehouse with changes so that they can alert their customer, is really some key value drivers that the food and beverage industry are always looking for. Okay. If you have any questions, please let your rep know on additional items, features, functions that you require. Have a good day. Thanks.